guys, welcome to my channel. If you are new, my name is Morgan. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be talking about oh my gosh, please stop shaking. It's like wobbling. I'm going to be talking about my endometriosis. I guess just about it. The clip that you're going to see after this is me right after I had my first appointment with my new doctor to talk about my endometriosis. And that clip is kind of just like free flowing, like whatever was top of mind was what I said. So I kind of wanted to make this initial like intro to the video to kind of give you guys some like structured background. So hi, I am 22 years old. Let's see. The first time I ever went to see a gynecologist was when I was 19 years old. And by that point, I had been having abnormal symptoms for a period since I was about 17 years old. And like since I was like 17, I had just always had like really bad periods. Just like to the point where sometimes I would like skip school, or like especially in college, like I would just skip going to classes because I knew I was not going to be able to physically get there and be alert. I sometimes would feel like I just can't get out of bed. Like the cramps are just like so excruciating that they cause me to throw up. So that was like one of the big symptoms that I had, that I was just like kind of always like nauseated and I would actually throw up. I have on a rare occasion like passed out, but it was for like 2 seconds. Oh my god, it's kind of weird saying that out loud, but yeah, it was for like 2 seconds. Everything is totally fine, guys. I have a doctor, everything's good. But like, you know, just like crazy shit like that. And when I was 19, I was like on my period and it was really bad and I threw up. And then my mom was talking to me and she was like, you need to go see someone. And I was like, yeah, you're probably right. And so she made my appointment for my first gynecologist appointment. And so I went there for the first time when I was 19 years old. And my previous doctor was actually my mom's doctor when my mom was pregnant with my older brother. So super weird full circle thing in that regard. And I told her all my symptoms and she told me that she did believe that I had endometriosis. And so she like immediately put me on birth control pills to like, how do they explain it? To like help with the hormones of my body so that when I'm on my period, my symptoms aren't as severe. And so that is what I have been on for the past, 3 years? I'm still on birth control pills. I do have like a, dare I say, horror story of like one time when I switched my birth control pills and I got something different and it was like 3 months of hell. We can talk about that later. Don't gotta get into it on this video. But anyways, I've been on birth control pills since I was 19 years old, and being on those pills, like it got rid of my throwing up. So since being on those pills, I haven't thrown up, I haven't passed out, but the pain within like my period cramps is still severe to the point where I don't feel like I can be a person for like the first 2 days. Like if you told me I was gonna have to go and like run a mile, I would tell you that that's not gonna work. I will pass out. It'll happen. Yeah, so I was like grateful that the pills were helping so well, but at the same time, I knew that the period cramps were still severe. But I think I accepted the fact that what was better was so much better that I just accepted the fact that the period pain was still bad. And so now here I am, 22 years old. My old doctor actually retired, and now I have a new doctor. And the clip that you're about to see is gonna be like right after I had my like endometriosis appointment with her for the first time. And so she like specializes in endometriosis, so she was just kind of telling me all about that and different things that we could try, and kind of like I had to record it because I am really bad at like remembering things, and I was very, very anxious going there. So I knew I wasn't gonna be able to like keep that all in my head. So, you know, whenever I need to, I can always go back and kind of listen to that again. But yeah, that's kind of the vibes. And so I went there, and that's the clip that you're about to see. And thanks for watching. Bye. I just left my appointment and I was like doing good the whole time. And then like, I won't even lie, at the end I was kind of like on the verge of tears, but I kept it in. I could feel like when I'm about to cry, I get hot, like sweaty hot, and then like tears come. But like I was just talking to my doctor, and like at the end of the appointment, she was kind of like saying like, okay, do you have any more questions? And I was letting her know that I didn't have any more questions. And she was like, okay, I always want to like make sure, because like so many times like women like aren't taken seriously when it comes to this, and the issue being like periods. I have endometriosis, and so when she said that, I got a little like, oh, like I was about to cry. And it's funny because I wasn't about to cry, because like I haven't, you know, felt like I'm not being taken seriously by other people. That's not been my experience with this. I feel like for me, oh my gosh, hold on, give me a second to cry. I think for me, the issue has always been that I have not like taken my own pain seriously. Like, I know when I was younger and like the symptoms like first started to get really, really bad, like I'd be on my period and I could like genuinely not get out of bed or I'd be on it and I'd be like throwing up because of it. Like in my head I always like told myself like, oh, women do this every month, Morgan, for thousands of years. You need to suck it up. Like, you are no different. Like, honestly, like I would tell myself I'm weak. Like, honestly, that's like how it felt sometimes in the beginning. I can't find it. I don't have a tissue. Nothing. Okay. But yeah, that's like how it felt in the beginning. Like I always kind of, like I was my own worst enemy. That's really what it was. Which is why it took so long for me to ever come to see a gynecologist, you know? Like, my first appointment with a gynecologist was when I was 19 years old, and by then I had been having like severe symptoms since I was 17. And so, I don't know, for like 2 years I would just, I don't know, I would just make myself feel like I was weak and that I should be able to take it. And it wasn't until that I like threw up one time like around my mom, and she was like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, oh, nothing, I'm just on my period. And she was like, that is not normal. And I was like, oh, okay. And then, you know, I had my like first appointment with like a gynecologist. And then I told the lady like kind of like all of my symptoms, like everything that's like ever kind of occurred during my period. And like the whole conversation, she looked at me like I was crazy. And I was like, oh, so this is not normal. Okay. Like the first time, it was like the first time that I was like, that I truly believed that maybe I'm not weak, maybe something else is actually like going on with me. Oh my god, I'm literally crying in a fucking parking lot. she, oh my god, this day. I don't have any paper towel or like anything in this car because I like never need tissue. But anyways, she put me on different medication. Oh my gosh, she gave me this whole spiel. I recorded it because I knew I wasn't gonna be able to remember it all. But she told me all this information. I'm already like on birth control, and like I've been on birth control since I was 19. I'm 22 right now, and like before birth control, I would throw up. I had in the past passed out, and like being on the birth control these last couple years, I have not thrown up, I have not passed out, but I still have excruciating period pain to the point where I'm still just like in bed dying for 3 days. And so told her that, and she was like, okay, that means, you know, what we're doing right now isn't working. And she's like my new doctor. My old doctor retired, so this is like my second time seeing her. And she said that, you know, we need to try something new, and so she gave me the whole endometriosis spiel, and now she's gonna put me on, she like re-upped, is there a storm coming? Oh my god. She like re-upped my prescription refills, but I'm supposed to be taking them differently. Like when I get them, it's like 3 weeks of birth control and a week of sugar pills, and that week is when you're supposed to be on your period. And so she said that the next time I'm on my period, well, not next time, but she said when I start back taking my pills, which I take them Sunday night because I just have my period, that she doesn't want me to stop taking them. So like the week of sugar pills, she wants me to just continue taking the birth control pills. So that's what's going on with that. I have a pelvic ultrasound in a month. She gave me a paper about all the things I have to do before that. I got my first pap smear like 2 weeks ago. That was hell on earth. It was not fun at all. So I'm assuming this pelvic exam is going to be, this pelvic ultrasound, excuse me, it's going to be even worse. Like, I'm just guessing it's probably going to be worse. So yay for me. She brought up surgery and asked if that was something that I wanted to do or look into. And I told her that, like, at this time, no, but I can see myself doing that in the future, to be honest with you. And she kind of like reiterated the fact that, you know, just because you have endometriosis doesn't mean that you are like infertile. You can still get pregnant, blah, blah, blah. I try not to think too much about that because it's like depressing and it just like that just screams like stressful. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I just think I'll just think about that later. But she was like, endometriosis, like if untreated, can cause like nerve damage. I was like, what are you talking about? Oh my gosh. Ugh, it was just like terrifying, honestly. But that's over. Like I said, I have to take my medication a little bit differently now. And I have an ultrasound in a month, and then in 3 months I have like a checkup to see if the medication that I'm taking is gonna like make it better than it is right now. Yeah. Cool. I'm good now. I'm totally fine. I just kind of needed to get that off my chest, and now I'm like good. So thanks for listening to me. Anyways, see you later.